this coming year to go, because it's an unbelievable event for a good cause that's, it has a green connotation, certainly, through the food bank, but also to promote local businesses, food merchants, restaurants, etc. That again goes back into, if I was looking to choose to have an event in a local hotel, whether I'm an international visitor or local, it's always a bonus and a real attraction for people who look at it that way to say, what are you going to offer there from a local grocer or a local producer and everything else? And again, I think that goes in a big way toward a green strategy.
I have lots more questions and can go on for days because this is a huge topic, but I want to open it up to the audience now because we have about 20 minutes left. So this is the gentleman here. We had a question earlier, so please.
Thank you. First off, this is great. Sustainability towards it is awesome. I'm Jeff Rump, and I'm the Executive Director for Clearwater. And we see some real exciting kind of driving pieces. And it kind of starts with Pete Seegers, our founder, and this idea of sustainability we think is really out of zeitgeist right now. I'm the economic chair for the sustainability plan for Mid-Hudson. And we have what I think can be noted as one of the nation's leading plans for sustainability. And what you're talking about here is really a critical part of what makes this region really special. The triple bottom line: eco, we want a better environment, we want an eco-economy, and we want quality of life. That's really all coming together to really make this an important time. So this plan is coming out. We have drafts, and it's going to come out in the next couple of days. There's going to be opportunities for us to get together and see how we can implement this plan. And the groups in here really are a significant part of it. But the thing that's even more important right now that we see on the ground is this tremendous grassroots desire to have the quality of life, the environment, and the economy come together. We don't want hydrofracking, we want clean energy. We don't want poisonous food, we want healthy local food. We don't want an economy that exports all of our jobs, we want good local jobs. And this is the beauty, the numbers work. We have the best ideas out there. We have the job creation. We have the governor right on top of this, really wants to promote us. And we have the opportunity to do an event now, which I'm going to introduce Roger Meyer. That is a world-class event that would actually help raise all boats. So Clearwater loves to work with the grassroots. Some people know we have the Top Festival that was mentioned in the Net Geo for helping to attract the region. We like to raise all boats. We don't, a nonprofit organization, but we know we can attract tens and tens of thousands of people with quadricentennial sales, things like that. We want to work as partners with the groups in this room, really literally partners to make this the world-class destination that it used to be, and bring people up here to visit these farms, to buy your products, and really brand this region for where it should be. And our selfish reason is that we're going to work really hard for those environmental laws and regulations and teaching the young people. But your selfish reason is actually really great because this is a new economy. So
thank you so much. We have limited time. We want to make sure we can get all the questions answered. So we're going to move on to our next question. Here, thank you.
Yes, I have a question. I'm just curious. It is a beautiful painting. Do you know the name of the painter and the name of the artist?
I wish I did. It's not Thomas Cole, who's the most famous painter from the Hudson Valley School, but I'll find out for you because I got the image online. It's the cover of a book actually on this topic, on the Hudson Valley painters. Yeah.
You highlighted it. I'm just curious because I'm into all that.
Is it Frederick Church?
Is it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't think anyone would actually care. So.
Actually, I'm going to jump in. Asher B. Durant, who's another one of the Hudson Valley School of Painters, painted one of his most famous paintings from very near Madonna Farms from the property. It's called Dover Plains. And as an homage to that, Our founder, Rob Turner, hired a really amazing artist from the city named Sean Malin to put sort of a modern day interpretation in the Sugar House. So we have a mural that is about 25 by 18 that really combines the special things that we think are special about Madonna Farms with sort of a throwback to that style.
It's beautiful. Definitely pay a visit. Mayor Rich?
You mentioned you have an electric car, and I have an electric car, and I'm going to Albany for a conference, and when I do my research, because I've decided that I'm going to try and get to Albany with a car that has a 75-mile range, and so I have to plot this out, but I'm traveling on my own, so I don't have to answer to any kids or my wife. I just be ridiculous. And but between here and Albany, there's one hotel that has a charger, and it's the Holiday Inn Express in Albany. None of the other hotels have chargers, and I don't get it because they're cheap to blow in. The electricity is negligible to charge an electric vehicle, and I think about all the money that hotels and supermarkets and restaurants spend to try and get people in the door with coupons and flyers and TV. And I guarantee the guys that are in that, and women that are in that, I use guys interchangeably, but now I always say and women, but that are in that community, they block each other. And when I go on the Recargo and the other sites, California, it's like every hotel has a charger, and here nobody does. So where are we going? I know we're doing a lot of work in the garage over here, so are we going to have a charger when you're done?
Yeah, we have plans. And as you said, we have a construction going on right now. As soon as finished by May or June, we'll have an excellent garage. And my plan is about 2 to 3 spots for chargers.
Who else has a question? Here in the front.
My question is, Lou, Hilltop Hanover, and also Dave. I'm just wondering, in terms of your business, what percentage goes to local restaurants? How much if you're contracted with the restaurants? And Dave, in terms of savings, how much does that affect your business in dealing with local farms as opposed to other places outside the state?
For us at the farm, it's quite small right now because we're building up that restaurant connection. We have about 6 restaurants that we are providing produce to. The biggest funding support we get for our farm is actually CSAs, it's consumer supported agriculture. Whereas if you don't know what that is you give me $650 today, and on or about June 1st through the middle of October, I provide you with vegetables each week from our farm. I liken it to buying mutual funds for the farm, because you give us that operating capital that we need in the beginning, and then if it's a bounty and you get these great tomatoes, great. If it's a loss and all you get one week is eggplant, and that's how that works. And what that does is help farmers. It gives them that upfront working capital. So our restaurant supply is very small at this point, and part of that too is working with specific chefs. Like David is our biggest supporter. He, for both of his restaurants, and our farmer Mike Feddersen had a previous relationship when he was with Ryder Farm and helped promote that. So part of that is also growing specifically for other restaurants, and we're looking at potentially doing something next year called a restaurant CSA, so that we contract growing with restaurants. We have a 100-member CSA program that we are now building up to 150-member CSA program. And that really essentially gives us our operating capital at the farm.
And in terms of the cost, it is a lot more expensive to buy local, generally speaking. But the quality is exceptional. The freshness is exceptional. I get greens from a variety of places, but some of those greens that I get are $12 a pound, $14 a pound, as compared to something like $5 a pound or $3 a pound that you would get from Bauer. And those greens have been packaged in California, warehoused, then flown over, then warehoused again, then trucked over to us. And by the time they reach us, they're wilting. And the greens that I get from the farm are picked that day, and they last the entire week. And literally, when the next shipment comes in, I take those greens and bring them home, and they last another week. And I mean, it's a striking difference. And so you can't really look at just the dollar figure. You have to look at a lot of other things.
And all the transportation costs and the emissions that go into getting that stuff from California, we all know is a major problem. There was a question back there. Was it Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm Mark, I'm loud. I work with the schools in Westchester County, and I have 2 questions. Are the schools allowed to be part of your Green Business Challenge? Are we considered businesses that qualify? Because
No.
we blow you out. we are going to blow all of these statistics way off the map if you let us in. And we do far more in-depth, far-reaching things than the 10 things you listed, including K-12 sustainable education. The second question.
Those are just the top 10. We have over